Alrighty guys, I'm Casey and welcome to a brand new episode of Minecraft Modded Survival. In the last episode we built this windmill and I've done some changes to it since last time, but we built this windmill mainly to get ourselves some power. But I've gone ahead and I've changed these fields out. These fields were industrial hemp, but now we've got wheat growing here, which is exactly what I kind of want for now. Because I'll show you why I want wheat at the minute. I want wheat and potatoes at the minute because over here, as you can see, around the windmill, I want varying different crops. I don't want the same crop everywhere. I want various different crops. And I think it'll look cool to sort of mix and match the crops some. So I'm letting these fields grow. These fields here will be fields where we grow the things that we need. So if I want some potatoes, I could use these two fields. These are the practical fields. We'll harvest what grows in these fields. However, what grows around here will stay permanently. This would be for aesthetics and stuff like that. And as you can see, I'm not sure if I want to bring this down a level or if I want to bring this out some more, or if I'm just genuinely happy with this. Yeah, we'll see what it looks like when it's done. I don't know if I want to put a fence around the outside or not. I don't know. I'm still undecided. But as you can see, I've got some barley seeds here growing, and that's sort of working its way out, and I kind of like that. I've decided that over here we're going to put a bit of a manor house, but that's not going to be this episode. That's going to be our main house where we end up living for most of it, because we can't live in the blacksmith and the windmill forever, but hey, it is what it is. Inside, I went ahead and I made up some storage drawers and I put some seeds in here, all the different seeds that we are using, and then what they do. This one is for poisonous potatoes and this one is for carrots. There's probably more seeds than what I've got here, but we can go all the way up to here with these storage drawers, so it's not a big deal, but I'm happy like that. And what I want to do is I want to get some machines in here. So this is going to be temporarily our new base, where we're going to have machines probably along this side here. 5 different ones, and probably a chest here with more in, because I do want to make up quite a lot. But the first thing we need to do is we need to get the power out of here, out of these, because we're not doing that yet. And to do that, I'm going to use this. I did want to use this conduit. I did want to use these, but for some reason, when I smelt down the dyed redstone, it doesn't go past halfway. It just stays at halfway and uses a hell of a lot of lava to do it. So we're going to use a different approach. So, I do believe that I actually have everything that I need for this LV coil. There we go. Because we're going to need this, which is just copper and hardened clay, and that's all pretty easy to do. And then this LV wire. Let's grab ourselves 16 pieces of this LV wire. And of course I need this basic capacitor. So this basic capacitor can go here. We pop the LV wire connector there, there, and there. And I think I'm doing this right, although I may not be. And we link like so. Cool. And then if I click on to this, we should see it going up 50 RF per tick. So there we go. We've actually got our power coming in now, which is mainly what we wanted. Although, I do want to get rid of this. This log going up the middle was never meant to be here permanently. It was just here till I did that. So let's get rid of it. And of course, we do need a floor in here, but I don't know quite what I want to do for the floor in here yet. I've got an idea that I kind of want a dirt floor. Do kind of want a mixture of oak and maybe some grains. I don't know. We'll worry about the floor in here a little bit later on. But now what I want to do is I want to take this, and I probably should have made sure that I was up here. And I want to... Oh, we need one more. There we go. Pop that there for now. And now we need to talk about actually getting the machines in, the machines that we want. And of course, I'm going to use Ender IO for this. Eventually. Eventually. But I think what I want to do to start with is I want a capacitor. I want another one of these, which I don't actually have the stuff necessary to make. Okay, I know I'm missing a block of redstone. And I think we're missing... Okay, no. Game, work with me here. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, I think that's as many as I want. We'll stick that there for now. Quick sleep. So this episode, what I want to focus on is getting up and running a bunch of machines. Like I said, we won't be using all the machines in this episode or even in the near future, but we'll have them there. So I'm going to make up another one of these capacitor banks. This one's going to be mainly for the power, and that's going to go just there. Again, this is temporary. That is not. That I actually want to work on later on and do some more stuff with, but for this one's temporary. So the first one that we're going to make up is called an alloy smelter. And it's this thing here. And it's relatively easy. We just need a furnace. You know what we could do? We could do with a chest. Is this going to pull from the chest? Cool. So we can pop all of this in here. Cool. And actually, where did my food go? Okay. So we need 3 furnaces. Did I just make 3 furnaces? I don't think I did. No. There we go. There's our furnaces. We've got this. We've got this. We need this machine chassis, and we're going to need a couple of these. So I'm going to make 6 of these. I'm not sure exactly how many we need, but 6 will do. And I'm going to grab the alloy smelter, and then I'm going to pop this down. This one is going to go right there. So let's get this. Ooh, can I? Nope. Damn. Curses it all. For now, we'll put this capacitor bank just here. Actually, no. Let's keep that where I want it, which is just there. And we'll move this. We only need this temporarily to move, so we'll pop that there. This alloy smelter is brilliant because it allows us to do a lot of stuff. Input there, and oh, it's already on output there. Cool. So we can grab ourselves one of these wire connectors. Use this to link it. There we go, look. And now we're getting power in there, which will also get us power in here. And the great thing about this is we can just go ahead and put in 3 iron. Let me grab 3 redstone. And we can make that. There we go. And that'll alloy together. It'll take a little while, but that'll make us this. Oh, it's not here. It'll make us a conduit iron, which we'll get into in a little bit. But the next thing that I want to make, the next machine that I want is called a sag mill. I can never remember if this is one word or 2. And out of all the things I grabbed, I forgot flint. This is a good thing about living right next door to the blacksmith. I'm sure we've got flint. We've got to have flint, right? Yeah, we'll have flint. We'll have flint. I'm sure of it. Flint and steel, so we've got to have some flint somewhere. Nope, okay. 1, 2, 3. We'll take the gravel with us, just in case I need more flint for something that I've overlooked. Now, there are some machines we aren't going to make in this episode. For example, we've got this. Actually, I'll show you the machine in just a minute. Let's make the sag mill up now. This shouldn't take much longer. Okay, so we need a piston. And there's our sag mill. Cool, so we pop the sag mill down. And there's our conduit iron. Cool. So we can actually get rid of this now and pop this down here. So, let's talk about some of the ones that we won't be making. So there's a soul binder. This is a good machine, but it requires heads and solarium. We'll get into that later on how to make that, but not just yet. But this is the extent of the machines that we're going to make from Ender.io right now. But we are going to go into thermal. We are going to go into thermal expansion here and make a few of these machines because these machines are going to be really, really useful. But before we do that, I need another run back to the house because I forgot the conduit binder. There's always something, isn't there? There's always like... I was literally just spent like 20 minutes making sure I had everything for everything that I needed. But of course you overlook something. You always do. Conduit binder is in here. My chests are a mess. But I do want to get into an ME system in the near future anyway. Just a very basic one for this area. It won't be nothing big or fancy. This is going to be a small village. We'll get into big and fancy when we move out of the small village and start building cities and stuff. Okay, so let's make some of this conduit binder. There we go. And basically what we're going to do with this is we're just going to literally funnel it like so. And that allows 5 machines. 5 here. It allows 9 machines. 2 here and 2 here. To be hooked up at any one time. And the rest, they'll go in this chest here. So let's get on to it. The next machine that we want to do. Actually, you know what, let's talk about what these machines do first. The sag mill will grind things down. So if I put some gravel in there, it'll grind it down. It'll also grind ores down. And when it grinds the ores down, it'll make 2 ores instead of just 1. You could put a flint in here to make the drops increase here, because this will increase the rate. I think it increases the speed as well. But we only got 1 flint there. But it'll increase rate. This will allow us to do alloys very similar to the Tinker Smeltery. In fact, these 2 machines together will double ores. Just like the Tinker Smeltery, this will grind it down and this will double what this produces. No, sorry. This will grind 1 down into 2 and then this will smelt that 1. But we can also make alloys, which is really, really useful. The next machine we're going to get to is this redstone furnace, which obviously we can't make just yet. And we need these machine frames. Now, there's various different machine frames, and they go up in levels. And the higher the level, the more upgrades you can have. We're going to worry about this machine frame, the basic machine frame. We're going to worry about, I think, what, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. I need 12. Do I only have 10 iron? Oh, looks like it's a run back to get some iron. Okay. Oh, jeez. Should just title this episode Running Back and Forth. I would cut this out, but it's such a short trip. And I love just traversing through this world so far. Okay. There's more of the stuff that we needed. Because we need an alloy called Invar. We'll get into how to make Invar in a little bit. You can make it in the smelter, which is where I made mine. But I'll show you how to make it when we get to that actual one. Okay. So I'm going to need 12, 9, 10, 11, 12. Yes. There we go. And of course I've got my glass. So let's make up some of these machine frames. We need 12 of these, which is exactly how many we can make. Okay, cool. So the first one is a redstone furnace. So let's make ourselves some bricks. And this literally is I missing something? I'm probably missing some of these. We'll make 6 of those. I think I need more, but I'm missing the copper gears, aren't I? There we go. This literally does the same thing as a furnace, only instead of utilizing coal as a source, it utilizes power, which obviously we're getting from the windmills. The windmills spin, generate power, send power through this line here into this box here. Then this line extracts it from this box and puts it over here. And these do the exact same thing as these. Only these can handle more power. These have a limit of how much they can have, as do these, but I think the limit on this is much higher than the limit on this. But this is perfect for what it's doing. It won't max out on that wire. Not with how much we're generating there. Later on, this will not carry the amount of power we need it to, but for now it will. So there we go. We got our redstone furnace. And we could put augments in here and stuff like that, which is cool. And we'll get into augments in a little bit later on, because I want to make a bunch of the augments. But for now, we're going to move on to this pulverizer. And again, the pulverizer does the same thing as the sag mill, but it's from a different mod. And there's only certain things that the pulverizer will do that the sag mill will not do. So let's make up the pulverizer. I need any more flint, so we'll dump that in there. Okay, pulverizer can wait. Let's get onto the sawmill. Sawmill Iron Axe. Now the sawmill, is that everything? Yes, it is everything. The sawmill will allow us to get more wood from our logs. It's to be honest, with how frequent he put regular ones in there now. I've never used this before. Okay, well I have, but very, very rarely. Because to be honest, trees are just so plentiful, and you can set up tree farms. I don't really need it, but it's there should we need it. So we can pop that in there, just in case we need it. We can get certain things like sawdust and other additional goodies from that. So the next one is the induction smelter, and this is where we get into Invar. Now, to make Invar, we need to alloy 2 metals. And those metals are nickel, or ferrous, and iron. And it's a 1-to-3 ratio. Or is it a 1-to-2 ratio? It's a 1-to-2 ratio. But that should get us 3 nickel. 3 invar, sorry. There we go, look. Enough invar. So if we get back to this induction smelter, we need a couple of these invar things, gears. And we need a bucket. Grab a bucket. And we get an induction smelter. And this allows us to alloy certain metals that otherwise we couldn't alloy. So basically, same as this. Just this one only has 2 slots, and there are certain things that this one can do that this one can't do, just like there's certain things this one can do that this one can't do. So it's helpful to have both. We can also use this to triple our ores later on, although I don't have access to the stuff I need to triple them just yet. It's starting to get late, let's sleep. So there's that machine. Let's move on. Actually, now we've got the flint, we can move back to this. See, we got sand, which is a byproduct, and you'll notice there's a health meter here. This is the health of the flint that we put in. It'll last multiple run-throughs, it won't just last one. So, we were on the pulverizer, that was it. Am I still missing something? I've got the flint. Do I not have copper gears? I do not have copper gears. We may actually need to make more copper. I may need more copper. I may not have brought enough with me. So, pulverizer, copper. Okay. Piston. I must have used the piston that we made. There we go. We got the pulverizer. And again, this does the same as a sag mill. But this one you can use arguments as upgrades as opposed to using flint. And you can get increased byproducts. And again, there's certain things that this does not do. And certain things one will do better than the other. So it's a good idea just to have both, although I just like the way this one looks. It looks so industrial. I like it. Okay, so now we're going to get onto the magma crucible, which requires some nether brick, which I'm fine with. I've got that. Where's the magma crucible gone? Was it the magma crucible? Yes, we've got invar gears. There we go. And we can make the magma crucible. Or not. Oh, I need this. Okay, I evidently don't have enough. I may need to nip and get some more resources here. Magma crucible, leadstone, that's what we want. There we go. Now this energy cell is very similar to this, just a different mod. But I like these, they're much simpler to use. Much simpler. So if we go into the magma crucible, we can get that. Now, what the magma crucible allows us to do is to smelt certain things down into liquids. So for example, we could put redstone in here and get liquid redstone, or destabilized redstone as it's called. And we needed that to make these last episode. But this is just another way of getting it. Again, really handy to have. You can smelt down metals and stuff. I don't have anything that I want to smelt down just yet, but it will come in handy later on. Now, that smelts it down, but we need a way to get it out of the machine and into something. And this fluid transposer is the best way to do that. So, we're going to do that. So, fluid transposer. And I'm missing something. I'm missing a bucket. So, there we go. But there are certain things that this can fill that you can't fill otherwise, such as containers. It's a good way if you're smelting down stuff, just have it filled straight up. It's really, really handy. You can also make like blaze rods. You can power them and stuff here. And we'll be using this. We'll be making use of this machine and the magma crucible a little bit later on when we start getting into flux armor and stuff. Although for now, they're fine. They're fine. Okay. Now we're on to the glacier. And I'm going to need some more copper. Jeez, I'm going through copper like nobody's business. This episode's turned out a lot longer than I anticipated. But yeah, the glacier just basically allows us to make things like ice, packed ice, stuff like that. Stuff that, well, we would otherwise be able to make, but not just quite yet. And I think it allows us to do various other things as well. Some of these machines I've never used, by the way. So it's kind of interesting to see how they work. So let's go in here, shut the door behind us. Oh, I also put custom doors on. These are, what are they called? Carpenter's doors. So let's make a bunch of copper gears. If we don't go through them, we don't go through them. It's fine. So can I make that? No, I'm missing something. My guess would be a piston. Let's make a couple of pistons. Okay, so I know for a fact that I have all of this. So I have that. I have the invar. I don't have any of those coils. That's what I'm missing. Okay. Need more redstone. We do need to, at some point in the near future, get into better power and an ender quarry. Because I am running low on resources and I don't want to keep having to run back for them. Keep having to mine between episodes. So, we'll, I'll show you how to set up a mine in the near future. Okay. Let's go in here. Close that. And get ourselves some of those coils. What was the coils? Is it that? Yeah. There we go. So let's grab this. And this will allow us to, like I said, make various different things. We can make snowballs. By inserting water, we can make snow and we can make ice. So, should we ever need that in the future? We've got a way to make it. And we don't have to worry too much about actually getting the stuff either. Because it's just water. We can make an infinite water source. So easy. Moving on to the next one after the glacier is the igneous. Yeah, that thing. So I'll go make a couple of those. And I forget exactly what this one does. I think this one makes cobble and stone and obsidian by inserting lava and water. If I remember rightly though, this one actually doesn't require power. Yep, nope, this one doesn't require power. So that's great. That's especially if we want to make mainly obsidian. But the other ones, it's not worth it. So now we've got this aqueous, which I believe is very similar to the thingy. What am I missing? I'm missing a bucket. I think this one just basically sucks in water, makes water, if I remember rightly. Let's find out. Let's find out. Yep, this one just literally sucks up water from adjacent blocks. Not like a pump, it doesn't get rid of it. It just is a cheap way to make an infinite water source that fits with the aesthetics. So, we are now on to the silic assembler, which I need some tin gears for. Okay. There is one of these we will not be making. Because it requires aluminum, and I don't think I can make aluminum. I have no idea what this one does. Let's find out. Okay. Crafts Respite. So this is an auto crafter. Okay, cool. I've never made that one before. Like I said, there are some of these that I haven't made before. This energetic infuser is absolutely pointless right now. It's absolutely pointless to us at this point in time, but I need silver. Let's go ahead and get some silver. But basically what it does is it allows us to charge items up. So you can make tools that have, instead of durability, they have power. Again, you can get armor, jetpacks, pretty much anything that has power we could use to charge up. We could actually use it to charge up the power packs we've been using to get power out of them capacitor banks. Silver, 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 silver. There we go. And so they do come in handy. But right now we don't really have anything to charge up. We will be getting into jetpacks and into flight at some point. And when we do, that'll be majorly in handy. That'll come majorly in handy. So let's make 2 of these. And we should have everything to make 1 of these. Nope. Aha. I'm out of the glass for that. Are you kidding me? Oh, geez. I don't even know if I have the glass or the means to make this glass. Okay, let's eat. Oh, that's something I did between episodes. I sold a copper sword for 2 stacks of food. 4 stacks of food, sorry. I sold it for 2 emeralds, but we bartered and he sells that for 2 emeralds. So I needed food. Okay, now I need to hope that I've got some glass laying around. I have this, which we can kind of get away with. Where's my chisel? I think my chisel... Oh, there it is, look. Okay, we can get away with this. 'Cause if we do this, we can do this. Cool. Okay. So, if we come over here, we should be able to make this. It shouldn't take too much longer. So, this one we won't make because it requires aluminum. But this one we will make. So, make that. Make that. And this, again, just allows us to charge things up, but we don't need it yet. But I'll show it you anyway. You just pop it in there, it charges. It does take a little bit of a while. To be honest, these have 4 charging slots anyway. So, I forgot about those until literally I just did that. Okay, so the last thing that I want to make is a bit cheaty. A little bit cheaty. It's this thing. And I think that I actually have everything necessary to make this. And why do I want to make this, you may be wondering? Well, like I said, I want to be a little bit cheaty. This is an augment. And this augment is for the redstone furnace, which is here. So I'm going to take out this integrated redstone circuit and I'm going to put in this. You may be wondering, what does that allow me to do? Well, I can't put sand in here anymore. If I take this out, I could put sand in here. And swap the sand into glass. See? But with this in, I can't do that. But why? Why can't I do that? Why? Why will I not let me smelt sand? What's the point in having a furnace if I can't smelt it? Well, it turns the furnace into a special kind of furnace when that augment's in it. The furnace will only accept food items. It will only accept food items. Nothing else. Won't accept ores, won't accept anything else that you can smelt. Just food. But if we grab this one stack of lovely bread that I paid 2 emeralds for, or I paid a copper sword for 4 stacks of this. If I take this and I go, hey, you know what, I want to put it in here. I'm going to cook that bread into toast. But you may be wondering, I'm getting double. Look at that. Yeah. You see, I could smell food items for double. I can double any food item that I put in here. I put 1 potato in there, it will give me 2 baked potatoes. Absolutely fascinating and absolutely brilliant. Don't want that. Let's pop the induction smelter down. Sawmill. I'm just trying to get some of these together for the thumbnail. Pulverizer. That thing. I'm just literally grabbing any at the minute. It just needs to be for the thumbnail. There we go. And we can get rid of this. We don't need this. But yep, there we go. I now have a stack of toast. Let's pop some of this away. And I think in the next episode, I'm going to start work on the farmhouse so we can actually move into there. But guys, that is going to do it for this episode. So, if you've enjoyed the video, please do consider leaving a like. It really helps out the channel and I really do appreciate it. So please do leave that like. And click subscribe if you want to see more from me. Guys, I'm Casey. I want to thank you so much for watching. And I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.